A few years ago, when I was studying for an HR certification exam, I came across a booklet titled The Seven Princes by David Siller, a leader in human resources. Mr. Siller's organization, Distinctive HR, provides instruction and guidance to people studying for HR certification exams. But The Seven Princes lays out the golden rules for any new initiative a leader wants to tackle in any organization, not just HR. The Seven Princes have reference to seven overarching principles that leaders should follow when considering new projects or initiatives. They are needs analysis, top management commitment, alignment, the bottom line, most valuable asset, communication, and employee participation. The first thing HR must get right is the needs analysis or assessment. The needs analysis is usually the first step taken when there is any form of change that needs to occur in the workplace. Before you grab a whiteboard and start plotting your next big idea, stop, step back, slow down, and study the situation prior to committing company resources when a change is being considered. Don't end up like that company that spent $200,000 on leadership training before realizing the issue wasn't leadership, it was workload. Oops. What happens when a need assessment is not completed first? As the author points out, mistakes are made, time is wasted, dollars will be pointlessly spent, and people's credibility will suffer. Before diving in, clearly articulate the purpose and scope by asking yourself why needs analysis is being conducted. Is it because of employee turnover, productivity, skill gaps? Finally, analyze the data to identify any gaps between current and desired performance or outcomes, root causes, and prioritize based on severity, urgency, and impact. A strong needs analysis helps HR move from reactive troubleshooting to proactive strategy, improving credibility and impact across the organization. So always conduct a needs analysis first. The next thing HR must get right is to obtain top management support. Always seek and obtain top management support prior to launching any new proposal. Siller puts it perfectly. It is imperative, critical, vital, essential, important, fundamental, and necessary that top management commits to support any new endeavor before it begins. Without their backing, you are quite possibly doomed to a humiliating and soul-crushing defeat, even when you are right. And yes, soul-crushing is a technical HR term. After the needs analysis and the data is gathered, the next step is to pitch the new scheme to potential management champions. If they turn down the request, discard the project, throw it in the garbage, as the author says. If management expresses verbal support but hedges on providing resources like people, time, and money, they aren't fully buying in. Throw the project in the garbage. Getting leadership on board isn't just about a signature on a memo. It's about visible commitment. People need to see it, hear it, feel it. When the CEO mentions your project in a town hall meeting, that's gold. When they allocate time, money, and people, that's commitment. Because if leadership isn't fully and visibly on board, that project is going to lose momentum fast, and it just won't fizzle out. It'll crash and burn in the worst way. Without top management buy-in, it is a tactical error to try to continue a project no matter the strategic merits. Number 3, alignment. Strategic business partner. We've all heard the phrase. Some of us even have it in our email signatures. But here's what really matters. HR exists to help achieve business goals, not to sit in a corner doing paperwork while strategy happens somewhere else. Every HR initiative should align with what the business is trying to do. If the company's pushing for growth, your training and hiring should fuel that. If cost control is the mission, your initiatives should streamline, not sprawl. The goal for you is to be involved in creating and setting, not just following company directives. So you must align your actions toward the accomplishment of defined business objectives. Business effectiveness begins with the alignment of workforce and human resource capabilities with the business objectives. Without alignment, the organization is divided, and a house divided cannot stand. As Mr. Siller points out, being in sync with operations, being an asset to the accomplishment of corporate objectives, and being immersed in the plan will help HR be viewed on equal footing with other departments. Activities must be viewed and quantified in terms of what is going to be the return on investment and its resulting impact on the company's bottom line. Number 4, the bottom line. Your actions must contribute to the big 3 bottom lines of performance, productivity, and profits, as the author points out, and those actions must be measurable and objective. HR must justify everything it does in terms of positively impacting the bottom line. For example, businesses don't have equal employment policies just because it's nice to be nice. We believe in equal opportunity because it's useful in attracting and retaining a more talented workforce with people of widespread backgrounds, life experiences, and perspectives, all of which has been shown to spur innovation and collaboration. In addition, this may sound a little blunt, but we don't offer wellness benefit programs primarily out of concern for our colleagues. We do it because we want our people healthy and focused and showing up ready to contribute. When employees are mentally and physically well, they are more present, more productive, and make better decisions. That's the real reason companies invest in things like health and wellness plans. It's not just kindness, it's strategy. It's about the bottom line, too. We're not heartless, but try selling an employee assistance program to management without rationalizing a business objective. You won't get very far. I'll ask you some questions and you think about how they relate to a business's overall profits. Why train employees? Why pay wages that are competitive to the market? Why have initiatives that include employee involvement? Why provide a safe place to work? Why have a non-discrimination policy? Why conduct succession planning? Believe it or not, the answer to each of these questions is that they contribute to the bottom line. Profit is not a dirty word. If your organization is not profitable, bad things happen, such as budget slashings, layoffs, and pay freezes. None of this is good for morale, and the best and the brightest will begin leaving the business. The fifth thing HR must get right is recognizing people as the most valuable asset. Are people your most valued asset? You've probably said that, right? But what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that our people are our main strategic advantage the business has over its competitors. An organization is only as good or bad as its workforce. Our technology, processes, and machinery don't generate ideas, provide expertise and ingenuity, or form relationships with our customers. Our people do that. Here's the truth. All companies have the same access to technology, and all companies can strategize. But without creative, committed, engaged, and energetic people who are focused on accomplishing the company's strategy and mission, the business is doomed. So what are some examples of investments we make in our human capital, our most valuable asset? Well, we do succession planning, provide professional development, communicate openly, and then we get feedback to find out how we're doing in these areas. We work with them and support anyone with on-the-job problems or challenges. Mr. Siller points out that our people are prizes to be protected and developed, not viewed as cost items or idly discarded. That is why we train them. When there are performance issues, we coach them. We implement performance improvement plans and, when possible, reassign them. Even our disciplinary process is designed to save underperforming workers by correcting unacceptable behavior prior to reaching the termination stage. If employee turnover is high, immediate action needs to be implemented. We need focused and committed workers to carry out the business plan, so the loss of talent should be avoided. Besides, replacing workers is extremely expensive, and losing good ones can cripple momentum. If workers are protected, developed, and aligned with the strategic plan, they become the company's greatest strategic advantage over its competitors and a source of immeasurable strategic value. Number 6, effective communication. Good communication drives business results. If there's one thing that rules over all the rest, it's this one. Without good communication, we have zero chance of training, informing, and aligning people in the accomplishment of business goals. Do you want to improve employee and labor relations? Do you want better productivity? Do you need clarity with people understanding their job duties, clearer goals, realistic expectations? Communicate. Without it, the business will struggle, especially during times of change. Communication is the conduit by which change happens. But remember, it's always two-way. Direct and honest feedback is essential for leaders. Communication is not always polite conversation. It's often about the difficult message, such as discipline or performance improvement. It's a skilled leader who can clearly and factually convey examples of unacceptable behavior and then take steps to improving performance without decimating relationships. Proper communications have a positive effect on execution. As Mr. Siller points out, communication might not just be a prince, it might be the king. The 7th critical element that HR must get right is employee participation. As I mentioned above, we're nothing without our employees. That's why their involvement is so important. If employees are engaged, they perform well and produce favorable results. Engagement is defined as the emotional commitment an employee has to the company and its goals. It's the extent to which employees feel passionate about their work, are committed to the organization, and therefore put forth the effort into their work. I'm now going to give you some common employee participation techniques that spur employee engagement. You might want to jot down a few of these. Cross-functional teams and task forces. These are temporary teams made up of employees from different departments to solve specific problems. Participative goal setting. This involves giving employees a voice in setting their own performance goals or contributing to team objectives. Safety inspections, committees, and accident investigations. Regular opportunities for employees to ask questions and provide feedback directly to leadership, like in open forums and town hall meetings. Short, frequent surveys or real-time feedback tools that gauge morale and gather ideas like pulse surveys. Job enrichment and job rotation that give employees more responsibility and variety in their roles. Peer mentoring and knowledge sharing where employees can teach, mentor, and support one another. Innovation challenges or hackathons, which are timed competitions or brainstorming sessions to solve business challenges or explore new ideas. Stop, start, continue feedback, where employees share what the team should stop doing, start doing, and continue doing. 5S, Kaizen, and other lean methodologies. Employee stock option programs. And of course, recognition and award programs that are tied to accomplishing company goals. What matters so much isn't the method, it's the authenticity. Do employees see their ideas make a difference? Because if they do, they'll back you every step of the way. If they don't, well, they'll just start job hunting during lunch breaks. There you have it. 7 things leaders in HR must get right to drive change, implement new initiatives, and work with upper management.
John Paul here. If you like this video, check out the HR Insight YouTube channel where we have more videos just like this. Make sure to click subscribe so you get notifications.